All right, anyone who has ever worked in sales knows just how essential a good marketing campaign is to attract new customers. Well, One Israeli startup has been developing technology to help companies expand their client bases. Joining me in the studio today is Pini Yakuel, founder and CEO of Optimove. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me, Natasha.
So tell us a little bit about Optimove. How does it work?
So essentially what Optimove does, we are a science-first marketing automation platform. And this means that we help brands to start meaningful conversations with their customers by using true data science.
Interesting. So tell us about that. Give us a real-world example.
For sure. So typically brands are really struggling to understand the true nature of their customers, and usually the way to understand customers is by looking into the data and using techniques like cluster analysis and predicting future value and things like that to detect true patterns of behavior of customers. So I'm going to know the next thing you're going to want as a consumer before you even know it, right?
So we're talking about some behavioral economics here.
Exactly. Behavioral economics together with data science. So we always talk about the match between art and science when talking about kind of like marketing. And in the new age, consumers do expect to get something different from brands. So we need to understand our consumers.
So what are some trends that you guys have noticed, working with customers on a daily basis?
Right. So essentially, I think it's a field that we're getting a lot better at, but still there's a lot of room to go. One trend is essentially the silos are kind of like dying, meaning that companies are still working in a traditional fashion in the fact that they have an email department and a mobile department and an e-commerce department, right? So everything needs to become one marketing studio where there's one customer, and when you talk to a customer over email but over the web, it's essentially the same person. So you need to consolidate and kind of like orchestrate this thing together in one place. So this is one thing that we solve for them. Another trend is, I would say, this hype around machine learning and AI. So, and again, this is something we're very strong at. It's kind of like the ability to go deep into the data to understand behavioral patterns and get to know your customers better.
Absolutely. Now, what kind of success have you guys been having so far?
So it's 130 people today, growing 100% a year. Offices I live in New York, so offices in New York, Tel Aviv, and London.
Good job. It seems like you guys have been having a lot of success. Well, it looks like we're out of time, unfortunately, but thank you so much for coming in, and we can't wait to see what's next.
Thanks for having me.